Hello, welcome to another monthly money reset. It is the final reset of the year, and that is so insane. I'm sitting here with my favorite cup. I have my avocado cup. It's gloomy outside, which I'm not mad about at all because it's finally starting to feel a little bit cozy in Houston. Like, it's not too cold, it's just slightly chilly, like jacket weather, overcast, not raining, and it is feeling like Christmas morning for me. I'm so excited to do this reset this morning, but I'm also a little bit eager to get it finished, which I know is crazy energy, but I'm going to finally go and get my Christmas decorations today after I finish this reset, which is why I got up early this morning to sit down, reset my budget, chat with you, and then I will just feel so productive. And I know that I can go peruse the stores for Christmas decorations and spend way too many hours doing that. If you're new to my channel, then hello, I'm Kayla. I'm 27, which means that I'm in my late 20s. That happened fully without my permission, and it just kind of keeps going. But I work as a travel physical therapist right now, which means that I move states about every 3 months. It also means that my life is changing about every 3 months. I'm in a whole new job, making different amounts of money, settling into a new place. Things get wild over here. I do all of that with my fiance, which is really nice because I think it'd be kind of scary to go to all these different states by myself. Every month I sit down and I do one of these monthly money resets where I just chat about money. I chat about my feelings around money and what I hope is a very therapeutic, cozy talk with a friend format, because I think that talking about money can be scary and I don't feel like it should be. And I know that since I've started to sit down and hold myself accountable and film these resets, I've gotten a lot better with my money. And I also like to post lifestyle content. I post vlogs. I am passionate about two big things surrounding this channel. Number one, I think that we all should be living our best lives. We should give ourselves the freedom to do that. And we should explore what that means to us. So I try to show my journey through trying to live my best life and also just being a regular person on my channel. And then the second thing that I'm passionate about is that money being a taboo thing to talk about is just a way for institutions to keep us down and make it so that we learn less about our finances and aren't as good at managing them, don't know as much about what we deserve and should be earning in a salary. And I don't want to allow that continued oppression. And so I like to talk about money. And with Vlogmas coming up, I'm really trying to ramp up my posting. I'm not gonna be participating in Vlogmas this year. I really didn't participate last year. Like, if you go to my channel, you can find some videos that are labeled Vlogmas, but I posted maybe twice a week. I think I got up like 7 videos, and I don't think that counts as Vlogmas. So this year, I'm not gonna kid myself. I know that for me, in a space where I'm trying to heal perfectionism, I'm not somebody who can just crank out a video every day or every other day. I'm going to look at it and try to edit it far too much. So my realistic goal, and saying it out loud is gonna make it really real, so this is scary, but my goal is to post twice a week in Vlogmas or in December, and I have like a soft goal of posting 3 times a week. I do have a video planned, like 3 videos planned every single week of December. I just don't know realistically what it's gonna look like for me trying to film that video, edit it, and then still live my life, work my 9 to 5. So that is my plan for December. I think that we should go ahead and get this reset started. I meant to like give a little bit of a table of context for this reset. Table of contents for this reset. If you're new to these videos, then I start off by just reflecting on the month, talking about emotions around money, around the month. I feel like that's just a good thing to do to kind of ground myself before I get into resetting my budget. Then I'll run you through my budget for the previous month. So for this reset, that's November. I'll show you everything that I made, what I spent my money on, how much I saved and invested, and then we chat about goals moving into the next month and actually set my budget up for the month of December. So I'm gonna start by just reflecting on the month of November, which I love doing before getting into the hard numbers of everything. I do feel like it's important to just acknowledge my emotions around the month, around money for the month, because likely all of those things impacted my spending. And so it's nice to just sit down and intentionally recognize all of that. November was actually a really good month. And I have to say that out loud to remind myself, because I think I'm not a pessimistic person, but I often find the negatives in things when I start to reflect on them. And I've noticed that like almost every single month, I feel like when I sit down and do this reflection, I immediately think of something negative to say about the month. And I think that really is more related to my tendency to try to want things to be perfect, which they're never gonna be. And so if I'm striving for perfection in the month, then I'm always gonna be able to find something wrong. But November was a good month. And I have actually written down some reasons why why I feel like November was a good month. November was my second highest earning month of the entire year, only second to the month that I moved here and I got like a lot of reimbursements. They reimbursed me for shipping my car here, reimbursed me for buying scrubs. So really, it's kind of the highest earning month because that income wasn't really income, it was more reimbursements. I was really consistent with posting this month. I was aiming to get out 4 videos. I think I got out 5. I don't want to lie to you. 3 weeks ago, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I got out 5 videos this month. Ugh, it feels so good. Posting on YouTube really boosts my mood. I feel better when I'm getting out vlogs and content. It's really fun. It's just that sometimes I let all the other things in life come first and YouTube kind of falls to the back burner. And I'm like, if I don't have time for one thing, then I don't have time to do the thing that just brings me joy on the side. This isn't anything that I'm really making money from right now, and I let it fall to the wayside, and I'm really happy that I didn't do that this month. Okay, last thing that I wrote down is that I had a lot of fun new experiences this month, which is so true. I took a trip, I went to an NBA game, all very exciting things, and if you've been watching my videos recently, then you know that I've just really been struggling to have Houston feel like home. Like in a sentence, I don't like it here. I just haven't been feeling settled in the area, and something that I know makes me feel more at home or like I'm leading a life closer to the one that I want to be leading is when I have fun new experiences and do new things. And I did that this month. I'll talk more about it when we get into the full budget breakdown. But yeah, that's exciting stuff. So in my present, if I can sit down and just consider the present, November was actually amazing. I'd be remiss if I didn't let you know everything that's on my mind though when I reflect on the month and like where my mindset has truly been this month. So if we are being honest, because I feel like we can be honest here, I have still been worrying a little bit about the future and just experiencing like a lot of self-doubt. But I feel like those emotions are really natural to a degree. I can't expect myself to be planning on going into new experiences and trying new things that I've never done before and not have like some degree of worry to it. I feel like it's par for the course. If you don't know what I'm talking about at all, I am trying to switch careers really soon. I have been taking an IT course now for over 2 months and I'm finishing it out like mid-December, I think. And I'm trying not to repeat myself too much here because I know I have been talking about this in previous videos. So if you've heard me talk about this job switch and you don't want to hear it again, feel free to skip to my reset. This contract I'm on currently is going to end the Friday before Christmas, and I've decided not to sign another travel contract. I am currently not going to extend here. I'm just kind of taking a flyer out on myself, and I'm going to use the month of January to be applying for jobs and living at home while Devin is the breadwinner for us for a little while. And in a perfect world, I would just find a job in that month. I can make a smooth transition, really smooth, but the world isn't perfect, and I have no idea how this is going to go. I don't know if I'm going to find a job in this time frame. I don't know if I'm going to take 5 months to find a job. I don't know. And all of that has just made me like feel a little bit anxious. And I talked with Devin about this and we broke it down and he was just like, I hate to hear you have so much doubt in yourself. And I hadn't thought about it that way, but this is a form of self-doubt to be so worried and anxious about what's going to happen, because the real anxiety comes from the thought process that maybe I won't get this job. What if all the money I poured into this IT class was a waste? And of course, the easy counter to that is, what if everything works out? And that is what I try to intentionally tell myself. I will definitely do my best to keep you updated on my job search and how that journey goes for me. If you do have an experience of switching a career, I'd love to know what that was like for you, like how long it took to get a job in your new career, your new field. What were some helpful things you did? Anything. I'm taking all advice, any and all advice. And now let's go ahead, I'm backing up so that I can reach my computer here. Let's go ahead and break down my budget from November. All right, this is my favorite part. I love going over my budget and just reviewing my monthly numbers. It's like a nice little stroll down memory lane for the month. But I always start by looking at my overview tab up here so I can get just I can get just a quick snapshot of what the month looked like. Like for income, I was way over for how much money that I made versus what I thought I'd make. A little bit under in savings, a little bit under in expenses, and then over just slightly in subs and bills. I had to look into my budget because I was like, that doesn't sound right. The only reason I'm over in subs and bills is because I paid my Canva subscription for last month and then also for this month. Anyways, scrolling down to my income, as I said, this was my second highest earning month of the year, which is exciting stuff. The reason that it looks like I made so much more than I planned to make was because my last paycheck here, that's the paycheck from this Friday, and this Friday was a short week because it's the week of Thanksgiving. So initially I thought that the pay I got this Friday was going to be low, but it's just the pay I get next Friday will be low. That kind of inflated things a little bit. And then also my bottom number right here for my miscellaneous income is just from somebody working with a travel company that I referred them to. So that's income for the month. Expenses. My grocery spend is over again. And I think that it is now safe to say that this is not a fluke. All this year, I'll say up until maybe October, my average grocery spend was like $5.50. And I knew that barring some weird things happen during the month, my spend was gonna be around $5.50. And then last month, it was a little over $600, I think. And I thought, oh, maybe it's just a fluke, moving to a new state and getting adjusted, and that had some extra spending. But now this month again, it's $630. And I think that means that my average monthly spending on groceries has just gone up. And I really don't think that this is a lifestyle creep thing. I'm not buying more things from the grocery store other than the fact that I do get a protein shake now that I order from Walmart maybe once a month, and it's like $40. But other than that, nothing has changed. And so I think that this is just good old inflation. I'm just finally feeling it. Grocery prices have increased, and therefore the amount I spend on groceries has increased. I was under budget in my eating out spend again, which is something that I'm very proud of. I think that the goal I set for myself of only eating out once a week has been helpful, because once I buy it once in that week, I'm like, oh, that's it. I don't have any more fast food to buy this week, or I'll go all week and not buy anything. And then by the time I hit the weekend, Devin is with me. And he always pays when we go and eat out. So that strategy has just been wonderful. Also under budget on spending for gas. I spent $195.33 on health and beauty, and that is because I finally got all of my hair products. I needed conditioner, shampoo. I needed to try a new leave-in conditioner. And I'm trying the Innersense leave-in conditioner, which I've heard a lot of good things about on TikTok. I'll let you know how that goes. I've only used it like one time so far, and today it is not being put to work because I have this slick back bun. The other wonderful health and beauty spend that I made this month was I got the EOS lotion. I got the purple one. It smells heavenly. I'm thinking of doing, for one of my videos in December, doing like a yearly favorites or my empties for the year. I wouldn't actually have empties because I've thrown away empty bottles of things, but just talking about the products that I love this year. And that would kind of also be a little Christmas gift idea situation. And that lotion would definitely make the cut. Slightly over budget on social spending. I spent $78.26, mostly because Devin and I went out and went bowling with my cousin. He was gonna send me the money back for that day because I paid, but then I just told him, don't worry about it. Sometimes I like to be Daddy Warbucks. I always joke anytime he pays for something for me, I'll be like, oh, Daddy Warbucks. But sometimes I like to be Daddy Warbucks. So I went over all my gift spending, but it's actually so wholesome. One of them, again, oh my gosh, this makes me sound like the best fiance in the world. One of the reasons that I'm over on my gift spend is because I got a little surprise present for Devin this month. He hit a really big milestone with trading, and it's just so fun to see him come so far and be at a place where he's profitable, and I'm proud of him. So I wanted him to just recognize his accomplishments, because I feel like sometimes he's just so focused on doing better that he doesn't take time to just like smell the roses and realize how far we've come and he's come since college, and he's doing amazing. So I got him a little gift of like all his favorite things. And then the other thing that I spent money in the gifts category on was I did a donation to a single mom. It's a mom that I know personally, and I used to treat her little one as a physical therapist. I used to do pediatric physical therapy, which I don't do anymore right now, but it has my whole heart. I love treating kids. So I just have a personal connection to this family, and she posted on social media that she's newly single and just trying to make the best Christmas for her little one like everybody is, and I just wanted to contribute. Skipping down to doodads, because we'll go over subscriptions and bills, savings later. They have their own little boxes, but I was quite generous with myself this month. If you're new, then doodads are just what I call my fun money spending, like anything I spend on myself that there was no productive reason to buy this thing. It's just because I wanted it. And I spent $335.03 on doodads this month. It was a fun month. Most of that is for me buying clothes for myself, because Devin got us tickets to the Rockets game this month. And I talked about this in my payday routine, but I know that there are more people here now than we're watching my payday routine. But yeah, we went to the Rockets game this month. I wasn't sure how much I was gonna like it, because we have been to an NBA game before. I got him tickets to a game like 2 years ago for Christmas, but we were all the way up in the nosebleeds when I got the tickets. Honestly, it was worse than watching it on TV. I was like, why don't I just go home and watch this on TV? But Devin was on his Daddy Warbucks status, and we were much, much closer. I felt like I was at an actual game because I really like watching athletics. I grew up in a very athletic family. I played 3 sports in high school, but when it comes to professional sports, I'm kind of just like, what's the point if they look the same as they do on TV? Like they look as tiny as they do. I'm just realizing that I spent so much time talking about the game and not so much about the money that I spent on the doodads. I was just excited to tell you about the game, but I bought like a ton of clothes. I wasn't sure what I wanted to wear. I was like, let's just grab everything. And yeah, I overspent a little bit, but we gotta live a little sometimes. What is the point in making money and being responsible with our money if we're not gonna live a little sometimes? So I'm gonna give myself that grace. Miscellaneous spending was right about what I expected. 1,000 of that, which is pretty much all of it, was just to pay for my IT course. I don't wanna make a budget line for my IT course because my last payment happens in December, then it's over. So I've just been counting it all as miscellaneous spending. I've already spent just the tiniest amount on decorating for Christmas. I spent about $11 going to a thrift store one day when I just had extra time, and I grabbed a teeny tiny little Christmas tree that goes on like a table like this, but downstairs. We're leaving the weekend before Christmas, going back to Virginia for at least a month to go see family, so it just doesn't make sense to spend the money on decorating. So my goal is to keep my spending low. And on the topic of Christmas, why does nobody talk about how hard it is to make a Christmas list as an adult? I genuinely cannot think of anything to put on my list. I feel like we become adults and we get adult money, and for the most part, the things that we want, we'll go get ourselves, or if we haven't gone to get it ourselves, I feel like it's because it's a larger purchase. Like something that I have been wanting forever is a Sony ZV-E10 camera. I think that's what it's called. I wanted a new camera forever, but it's like $1,000. My family members are not getting me that for Christmas, so there's no point in putting it on the list. Another thing I'd like for Christmas is a house to live in. I would like a new job. These are things that you can't just put down on a list. I don't know where I'm going with that, but I just feel like it needed to be said out loud because I haven't heard enough adults talk about how hard it is to make a Christmas list, and I'm struggling this year. Oh, and then my final spending category is vacation. I have a whole penny in that category. The reason for that is because Devin and I just spent the past couple days in Austin exploring the city. We went to a Christmas bar there. I did a whole vlog on it, and that is one of the things that I'm so excited to edit, but I feel like I probably need to edit this video first because December is upon us, so I gotta get the reset out. But I'm also want to show the other video because that was in Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving is over. But I've been planning to go to Austin for a while, and so I had money saved in my vacation sinking fund. I think that the real cost of the vacation was like $355.01 or something like that. It felt silly to transfer a penny out of my sinking fund, so I just transferred $355, and that left a single penny that I spent on vacation. Okay, subscriptions and bills. My student loan payment is going to change pretty soon. Every time I sit down to actually talk about my student loan, I just feel a little bit of stress creeping up inside of me. I am on a 25-year repayment plan. I know, it's a long time and it's shocking, but I have made this decision very intentionally. I've chosen to spend more of my money investing than throwing into my student loan, and I could probably make a whole video about that. I'm on this rolling plan where my minimum payment increases every 2 years. So for 2 years, I have been at this $335 number, and then this month I went up to $338, and I was like, why is it up at $338? Did I hit the 2-year mark? Turns out, yes, I hit the 2-year mark, and it only increases by $3. I think in the next 2 years, it was gonna increase by another 10 and then maybe another 20. And I was just like, you know what, let's cut all this out. I'm just going to start paying $400 for my student loan. But the real reason that I even brought up my student loan was because I wanted to talk about something I learned this month. As I decided to pay more money to my student loan, I was trying to decide, where do I allocate this money? Do I pay off the lowest loan first, or do I put my money towards the highest interest loan? And apparently, picking between those two options has two completely different names. So if you want to pay off your lowest loan first, that's considered the snowball method. And it's really good if emotionally that would give you a great boost, just the thought of being done with one of your 8, 9 loans if you're me. And the idea is that as you start to contribute extra money towards your student loan payment or whatever loan payment it is that you have, you always pay off the lowest monetary loan first so that you start to have less loans to pay on overall, and it just feels really good. I, in fact, decided to use the avalanche method, which is just contributing more money to the loan with the highest interest rate. It's not as satisfying because I am still gonna have 9 loans sitting there. I'm not knocking any of them off anytime soon, but technically that's gonna save me the most money overall. Taking down the amount of money in the loan with the highest interest rate means that overall my loans grow less. I just didn't know about either of those two methods before this month, so I felt like I should share it with my friends in case you guys also have loans and are trying to decide how to pay them off. Okay, and then moving over to savings. The way that my savings ended this month is not as satisfying as the month actually was, because I wasn't able to light up all the bars green. I didn't technically hit all of my savings goals, but that's mostly because I got paid Friday and Monday is the 1st. And Devin and I split rent and we both forgot that rent's gonna be due on the 1st. So I wasn't able to move my money into my savings accounts on Friday because I need to pay all of rent, and then Devin will reimburse me his half in December. But I'll run through what I was able to save anyways. In my joint account, I saved $1125. My Roth IRA, $2,388. The goal was to hit 3K and then do another 2K next month so I can fully max it out. But that's okay. I still think I'm on track to max out my Roth IRA next month and therefore be maxed out for the year, which is really exciting. It'll be my first time doing that. My gift sinking fund, I put another $200. So that is sitting at exactly $1,000. My time off sinking fund, I put $800. I do think I want to get that one a little bit closer to $1,000. That's the sinking fund that I save into for any time that I take time off from work, which is coming up in January. And my subscriptions and bills for a month, not counting rent, usually amount to about $500. So if I have $1,000, then $500 can be for rent, and then $500 of spending money for the month. That's probably not enough to get me through the whole month, but that is why I have a lovely fiance. I saved $300 into my emergency fund that fully went towards taxes because I got the $1,000 from referral money, and then I just kept $700 and put $300 towards taxes. $450 into my car sinking fund, and then $600 into my long-term account, which was nice because I hadn't planned to put anything into my long-term investing account. So that is it. That's a wrap on the month of November. Now it is time to recap my goals, which I'm more excited about doing this month than last month because I feel like I did hit most of those goals. I need to pull them up on my phone. I don't remember them off the top of my head. And I need some water because my mouth is getting dry. Okay, goals. My first goal for November was to work towards maxing out my Roth IRA, which I did a great job. $2,000+ is the most I've ever saved towards my Roth in a month. I wanted to post weekly on YouTube, and we already talked about the fact that I had 5 posts. I wanted to save, I think my goal was like $350 into my time off sinking fund, and we made it to $800. Beautiful. And I wanted to make sure I took a trip, had a big experience, went to Austin, and I did that too. And again, this is just reinforcing to me that November was a good month. Okay, now goals for December. The things I would like to do in December. For one, maxing out my Roth IRA. I'm on track to do that. I think I'm gonna hit it. Very exciting. I want to stay within my gift budget. The only reason I would go over my budget, which is $1,000 for buying gifts for everybody for Christmas, is because of Devin. For the most part, I feel like $1,000 is plenty of money. And as much as I see all these things my family members want and want to just grab everything and see the smiles on their faces, I also just want to be realistic. Christmas is a short time in our lives, as exciting as it is. Once December is over, it'll be over. Most of the things that we consume and buy for ourselves and others, we're gonna forget about in a couple months anyway. But I could maybe see myself going over depending on what I get for Devin. He's, I think, asleep taking a nap downstairs right now, but I do not know what I'm going to get him. Like I said, getting gifts for adults is so hard. And really the things that we enjoy more now are things like going on trips. He has really big things that he wants. Like he wants his car wrapped, and that's $1,800, and that's insane. Going on a trip, having a new experience, I don't know what else I would get him. And when it comes to experiences, they usually cost more money. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna get him, which is why my gifts budget is like slightly loose, but I do have a goal to stay within $1,000. Oof, I have my goal of posting twice a week, which I haven't done consistently in a month since last December. It's a scary thing. Hold my hand while I do this, please. And then I want to apply to at least one job. I know that the odds of getting a reply, getting a job in December are gonna be very low with the holidays coming up. I'm not sure if hiring managers are even in the office in December, but I need that confidence boost of just sending out my resume, following up with somebody, trying to at least put myself out there and get a job. So I need to apply for at least one job in my new field this month as a goal. And those are all my goals for the month of December. I really tried to sit down when I made these last night and think of more because they didn't feel like enough, but that's really all I want to do this December. I also am hoping that the month is a little bit chill. I'm excited to go home, see family. I want to give myself space to enjoy that and not just be so productivity driven every single second of the month. So that means that it is time to go ahead and look at my December budget, set that up for the month, and I'll show you what I'm planning to do with the money that I get, how much money I'm planning to get, etc., etc. Welcome to December, starting with my overview tab, just looking at how much money I'm bringing into the month. My start balance for the month is $613.05, which is a ton of money, but that is just because I know I have to pay rent on the 1st. Cool, that's covered. Scrolling down to income, I am planning on having a really light paycheck for the first one because I was off on Thursday and Friday. So I really don't know if I'm even going to make $1,300, but we will see. The other paychecks should be very normal. Hopefully I can put something in this little miscellaneous tab and I get some money from Christmas, because other than those other things I listed, like a house and a new job, money is pretty much what I want for Christmas. But right now I'm planning to make about $8,000 this month. For expenses, I am budgeting more for groceries because I think that I've accepted that my new grocery budget should be around $650, but it's going to be a little bit higher this month because we are leaving to go home at the end of the month. And then once we get home, we always have to buy all new groceries because we can't take any perishable items with us. So we'll have to buy more meat, we'll have to buy butter, eggs, all that stuff. So grocery budget is always a little bit higher in the months that we travel. Again, $50 for eating out. I'm going to up or lower my gas projection to 180. I've been planning for 250 now for so many months and I never hit it. And last month I was only at $103, but I don't want to underestimate on gas. I'm always afraid that gas is going to just like sneak up and get me. Health and beauty, 180. I think it's happening. I've been talking about it for a long time, but I think I'm gonna put the braids in this month. I just have been lacking the motivation, but I do think that a good motivator is that I want my hair to look beautiful, snatched, wonderful for Christmas, which is kind of why I held off this month, because if I did the braids early November, they'd be out early December, but I want them in for Christmas. So maybe the 2nd or 3rd week of December, I think I'm gonna try to braid my hair so that it looks really nice for Christmas. Because I was looking back on some old videos of myself, and like this time last year when I did my monthly money resets, I had braids and I was like, wow, it's so easy to look polished and nice when you have braids because you don't have to actually do your hair in the morning. Social, I'm gonna budget $50 as always. There's an extra $300 that I'm maybe gonna allow myself for gifts. I already have the $1,000 saved in my sinking fund, but if I go over for Devin, then hopefully I don't go over by more than another $300. Planning $150 for doodads, reining myself back into my normal number after spending almost $400 on them last month. My miscellaneous spending, I'm planning $700. $500 is to go to my IT class. $150 is my normal allowance for myself for miscellaneous things. You just never know what's gonna happen. And then, Devin and I might try out a CrossFit class this month. And they don't have any free drop-ins here. So if I tried out like 2 classes, it would probably amount to about $50. And then $300 on travel. The reason I'm saving or planning to spend $300 on travel is that's just the actual cost of going back home, hotels, food, charging, subscriptions and bills. The only thing that looks different this month than last month is I went ahead and planned to I might keep that in. Usually when moments like that happen, I cut them out, but that is what 50% of my video looks like. And I'm constantly redoing things because sometimes my brain has to buffer. But anyways, my student loan payment is going to be $400. Like I said, I upped it for this month. And then my Epidemic Sound yearly subscription comes out in the month of December. And they sent me a reminder, which was so nice. This month, they were like, hey, just a reminder, your yearly subscription is going to come out next month. They did not have to do that. Amazon gives me no reminders. Amazon is like, we're going to go ahead and snatch up that $100, $200 from you. Thank you very much. And then for savings, I'm planning to save $1,875 into my joint account. $375 is what I was supposed to save this paycheck and couldn't. And then $1,500 is what I was already planning for the month. For my Roth IRA, I'm planning $2,612. That will max me out. So I can't save any more than that. Time off sinking fund, I'm gonna save another $500. That would bring me to $1,300 fully saved in there. Car sinking fund, $50. I'm done with that thing. I meant to save $500 into it in November and I only saved $450. So I'm just finishing out that. And then with the rest of my money, I just want to invest it. And so I should have about $1,300 remaining to put into my long-term investment account. That's it. That felt so quick. I think it went faster because I already had all my numbers filled in and I didn't sit here and fill them out. I am really excited for the month of December. It's Christmas. I mean, how could we not be excited? I'm happy for today. I'm gonna go get decorations. I'm gonna put on my favorite Christmas movie. I have been holding this one back, but I'm gonna watch How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey version, because that's just the best version, Argue with Your Mama. But I've been waiting to do that until the vibes and the time was right. And decorating for Christmas is absolutely the right time to do that. I'm hoping to see you a lot in the month of December if I can be consistent about my posting. Tell me what you're excited for this December. I'll probably make this my pinned comment too. Like, what are you most excited for this month? I feel like this month is full of so much nostalgia and just good energy. So I want to hear the things that you're happy about this month too. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you very, very soon in another video. Bye.